All truth passes through three stages: first it is ridiculed, second it is violently opposed, third it is accepted as being self-evident. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. Satisfaction consists in freedom from pain, which is the positive element of life. The majority of men are not capable of thinking but only of believing, and are not accessible to reason but only to authority. Religion is the masterpiece of the art of animal training, for it trains people as to how they shall think. The two enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. Men are the devils of the earth and the animals are its tormented souls. Music is the melody whose text is the world. Materialism is the philosophy of the subject who forgets to take account of himself. Talent hits a target no one else can hit, genius hits a target no one else can see. Our civilized world is nothing but a great masquerade. In the end, everyone stands alone, and the important thing is who it is that stands alone. Loneliness is the fate of all outstanding minds. Man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills. Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. A human being is the only animal that causes pain to others, not having any other purpose. If the immediate and direct purpose of our life is not suffering, then our existence is the most ill-adapted to its purpose in the world. The task is not so much to see what no one has seen yet, but to think what nobody has thought yet about that which everybody sees. Patriotism is the passion of fools and the most foolish of passions. We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for another find of happiness. Truth that is naked is the most beautiful, and the simpler its expression, the deeper is the impression it makes. The 9/10 of our happiness depends on our health. Life swings like a pendulum backward and forward between pain and boredom. Philosophy in essence is the wisdom of understanding of the world. Buying books would be a good thing if one could also buy the time to read them in, but as a rule the purchase of books is mistaken for the appropriation of their contents. There is only one mistake: to believe that we are born to be happy. The longer a man's fame is likely to last, the longer it will be in coming. Money is human happiness in the abstract. He, then, who is no longer capable of enjoying human happiness in the concrete devotes himself utterly to money. Friends and acquaintances are the surest passport to fortune. One should use common words to say uncommon things. Solitude will be welcomed or endured or avoided according as a man's personal value is large or small. Happiness belongs to those who are sufficient unto themselves. For all external source of happiness and pleasure are, by their very nature, highly uncertain, precarious, ephemeral and subject to chance. Every nation ridicules other nations, and all are right. The more unintelligent a man is, the less mysterious existence seems to him. Men are by nature merely indifferent to one another, but women are by nature enemies. Our life is a loan received from death, with sleep as the daily interest on this loan. The main similarity of a genius and a madman is that both live in a world different of all others. Happiness of any given life is to be measured not by its joys and pleasures, but by the extent to which it has been free from suffering from positive evil. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. Fun is the cash coin of happiness, everything else is credit cards. The shortness of life, so often lamented, may be the best thing about it. Every parting gives a foretaste of death, every reunion a hint of the resurrection. What is within a man is more important than what a man can have. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. Obstinacy is the result of the will forcing itself into the place of the intellect. Every possession and every happiness is but lent by chance for an uncertain time, and may therefore be demanded back the next hour. Almost all of our sorrows spring out of our relations with other people. Consciousness is the mere surface of our minds, of which as of the earth we do not know the inside but only the crust. The life of every individual is really always a tragedy, but gone through in detail it has the character of a comedy. Happiness consists in frequent repetition of pleasure. Boredom is just the reverse side of fascination. Both depend on being outside rather than inside a situation, and one leads to the other.